Right, so here we have it. I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to pronounce that name, whether it's a silent D or, whether that's something totally irrelevant to the name. It's just a logo. So, yeah, I'll let you figure that one out. So, as it stands, it came in a heavy duty cardboard box with a wooden base, and the only bits that needed fitting were these wheels, which are just a sort of a kind of a cheap, plasticky kind of feel, and they got a bit of a rubber band glued onto it. It's kind of like set into them, but perfectly adequate for wheeling it around the garage. I'm going to be keeping mine in the corner, and it's actually plumbed into an airline. So the only time I'll ever want to move it, I suppose, is to maybe blowing up tyres on the front. And then you also have these rubber bungs here, which just need bolted on. Pretty straightforward. So these are M8s, and these are M10s. So you need a 17mm spanners and 13mm spanners. So general overview. You have a handle here on the back. This is, it's fairly decent. If you ever need to lift it up and put it into the back of your truck or whatever. Obviously another handle here, which is plenty of clearance from the pressure switch. It's not too heavy either. It's pretty manageable. Like I said, it's a 50-litre tank. You've got your two pumps on top here, or two motors, obviously, with the pumps attached. Now, when you buy it, these also need fitting, and these are just your standard, basically the same as what a car would be, like an air filter. And obviously, it's plastic going into an aluminium casting. So I PTFE wrap them and then hand wound them in. So you don't want to go over tighten them because you'll damage them and they'll be be no good. And these are just pretty much just a paper filter. So every now and then, depending on how dirty or dusty your workshop is, it's a wood workshop, whatever, you want to take them out and give them a blowout. Because obviously it'll put stress on the pumps. They're struggling to draw air in, they won't be as efficient as they would be. So just keep on top of them. Now this is an oilless compressor, so there's no oil changes or anything, which in my eyes, I don't know the longevity of the pumps as the wearing of them. There'll be that, I don't know. But like I said, I'll do a review in a few months' time as well. See where we're up to. So yeah, I mean they're pretty standard, easy to fit. You've got here obviously your pressure switch on top. So if you plug the compressor in, and if this is pulled up, it'll instantly kick in. So you'll go from an empty tank. This here is your pressure gauge. So you'll see this rise in this needle. It cuts out at 8 bar. So once you get up to 8 here, it'll kick in. It'll obviously blow off and won't fill up anymore. This is a safety device. You just have a blow off valve here, which is just a spring activated lever. So if you pull on this, that'll empty. Well, it won't empty the tank. It'll kick out so much until it gets to a certain pressure. If you want to completely empty it, you have to hold that out. So focus is a bit off. So yeah, so if you want to say have it plugged in and not have the pump kick in, you just have to push this button down. For whatever reason you want to do that, I don't know. Maybe you don't want it kicking in when you're doing something. Then you have your pressure regulator here. Pressure regulator switch, which is just a dial. If you turn it clockwise, you increase the pressure. Anti-clockwise, you're going to decrease the air pressure. It comes out here. You've got, again, your gauge here that tells you what pressure you're running at. So depending on your tooling, whether it's a spray gun, you want quite a low pressure. Die grinder, you're obviously going to turn it up. Blowing off again, turn it up a higher pressure. Obviously, the higher that is, the quicker the tank's going to empty. But the beauty of this machine is obviously with it being a silent compressor, it's quite nice. It's quite quiet. It sounds a lot louder on the video than it is in person. For some reason, I'm not sure why, but it's great for me. I could have this running in the evenings, and it won't bother any of the neighbours. Now it comes with 2 ports, which at the time I thought was a bit pointless. but I'm reflecting. I think it'd be kind of handy because I can have one permanently plumbed in at the wall into my airline, and then also if I ever need to make a quick, for whatever, you know, plug in something like this. This is a little blow off line that I made. Just when I need to just clean things down, literally just plug that in. Easily done. And on the back, just got your airlines there. A couple of capacitors for the motors. Well, I imagine that's what they are. This allows them to kick in and turn over. And also, you'll see when it's running, but these switches here glow red when it's on. So that's another good indication of when the compressor's plugged in, I guess. So I'll cut to now a video of it running and show you what the sound's like. Before I fire it up, I'll just show you the blow-off valve, obviously how it works if you're unfamiliar with it. So it's just a little needle here. Oh, sorry, blocking the screen. If you pull that, it's going to make a load of noise now. It's going to be dumping air. It's really simple. Yeah, so we drop down to about 4 bar. Hold on. Alright, sorry about that. That's obviously a bit difficult to hear what you're saying. See that blow-off valve kicks in and blows it off. I'll hold the pressure at 8 bar. And then once you start using it, obviously the pressure will reduce. We'll get to 4 bar and it should kick in again and then fill the tank. It just saves it from completely emptying and having to fill up completely again. You've obviously got some reserve in the tank. I think this is kind of common with most compressors as well, at least hobby ones. The plug, it's a fairly short plug. I mean, like you said, you could quite easily extend that, but you know, for my needs, it's fine. It's going in the corner. It's not really going to move. So yeah, I'll kick in the compressor now, and you'll hear it fire up. So I'll just lift this switch here. So I don't know how that's coming across on camera, but that's, you know, that's fairly quiet for me. I could quite happily move a bit further away from it. You know, that's not really going to upset anyone. If you to say have a, you know, that in the back of your van or something, if you were, that'd be perfect. I can't see anyone complaining anyway. I used to find as well with my old compressor, you'd forget that you'd have it switched on. You'd be talking away, you'd have visitors or whatever, you'd be chatting to you, have your back turned to the compressor. The next minute, the pressure's dropped and it kicks in and just scare the death out of you. You just jump out your skin. Anyway, I did it enough times and I just decided I was going to get rid. I swapped for one of these and got dead happy I have done. So that's pretty much the review of the compressor. It takes approximately 3 minutes to fill from empty. And it's like maybe just over 3. But for my needs, it's perfect. So there we are. This is just a little simple lead that I've made up. It's just handy for when you want to, if you've been doing any woodwork and you just want to get everything onto the floor so it's easier to brush up and clean down. It's a lot easier. So this is quite a high pressure. This, I think we've got it running at, what are we at? About, this is 6 bar, so it's quite high. Like I say, you can turn it down because it's going to empty the pressure of the tank a lot quicker. But yeah, all in all, I'm very happy with it. So I'll upload a review again, like come back to it in, I don't know, a couple of months' time if anyone wants me to. I just thought I hadn't seen any reviews for this compressor online, so I figured I'd do one and get it up so other people can sort of see for themselves. I'd recommend it. I'm very happy with it for the price. Yeah, great addition to the garage. Okay guys, I'll see you later.